Good morning. I'd like to open with a song that was written for the composer's father. The dad passed away, and the composer felt his father's presence when he was playing the piano and composing, so he wrote this in honor of his dad. It's called The Graceful Ghost of Wrath.
Hey, there he is. This is Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center. So you all know that the spiritual part is very wonderful inside each of us. We're going to bring that out today. I would like to ask a question. I want you all to tell me if you had a birthday this year. Okay, now I want you to say out loud how old you were on your last birthday. You better do it all at once and then you look through the person next to you. 1, 2, 3. Isn't that? Aren't you excited about what you have lived? Isn't that a wonderful thing? Well, I just turned 97. I can't tell you all the wonderful memories, and I'm just so filled with life that has lasted so long, and I'm so grateful, and I hope you are too. And I hope you have a wonderful year ahead. And in the meantime, let's sing a song.
My mind is open to changing the world. Let it begin to change again with me. My heart embraces a world wrapped in peace. Let it begin and the peace begin with me. I am an angel to change the sweet of the peace I long. I need to change the seek of the peace I love. Let it begin, let love begin with me. We together put all that is just. Let it begin, let justice begin with us. In our ages of change, sweet bells of peace we love. In our ages of change, sweet bells of peace we love. In our ages of change, sweet bells of peace we love. In our ages of change, sweet bells of peace we love. In our ages of change, sweet bells of peace we love. In our ages of change, sweet bells of peace we
So are you grateful? Yes. For all that you have. Don't ever look at the negative in your past. It's such a waste of time. And so laugh it off, whatever you do. Keep a smile in your heart. And speaking of hearts, you know what's in there. That divine self that you are. Now, we should honor that in everybody. You didn't tell the neighbor your age, but you can tell them that you respect and love God in them, which is in our hearts. So let's do that. Let's stand and then we'll sing another song. The God in me greets the God in me. Christ in me. Up to a higher place, up far beyond the sun's days, up to a higher place. I bring my soul and rise to a higher place, higher place, higher place. I bring my soul and rise to a higher place, higher place, higher place. I bring my soul and rise to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more sitting around and around. My life is moving, never upward, my leaving the ground. Up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. Up in my soul, and rise to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. Up in my soul, and rise to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. Up in my soul, and rise to a higher place. No more downward, no more backward, no more wondering what I've been on. My life is destined for greatness. My soul is
Ready? Let's start our morning with our affirmation of faith for the Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center. Together, Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center is a radiant center of divine life, light, and love. We are a thriving, prosperous spiritual community that honors the divine presence in all and celebrates our oneness through loving service in our community. Now together can we say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
We us together, we us together in unity and love. We us together, we us together, together in love. We just be like colors, each one different from the other. And we are one in one great tapestry. We us together in unity and love. We us together together in love. We are the dreamers, play your melodies, each one to you to a degree. And we are playing in harmony, in one great symphony. We us together in unity and love. We us together together in love.
Now is the time when you would like a prayer for yourself or for somebody else. If you'd like to share your celebration about something, think about these things and hold them in your heart. Together, let us say, as we center ourselves in one presence and one power, we realize their cost and the power to heal and bless. We send them out now, carrying love, peace, joy, and life to situations and celebrations that we hold in our hearts. Thought by thought and prayer by prayer, to transform the world.
Good morning again. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Beautiful day. And just a week after next is Thanksgiving. And I thought you all might like to hear what some of our past presidents have said about Thanksgiving. Abraham Lincoln, on October 3rd in 1863, proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday. And he said, in his presentation, he asked that, all citizens to set aside the day to give thanks to God and to revitalize it even in times of war. We have a need to be grateful to this country for the prosperity, abundance, and well-being. Putting past mistakes behind us, we look forward to the future with renewed patriotism. So that was in the middle of the Civil War when it was actually proclaimed a national holiday. And then Dwight David Eisenhower in 1957, who is one of our two presidents from West Point, the military academy, would be elected president. The other one is Ulysses S. Grant. And Eisenhower said, "Observe with prayers of thanks for our country and to consider those who are less fortunate." And of course, that's one of the things that we do. We're collecting food and clothing to take care of those who are less fortunate than we are. So we're in that process. Jimmy Carter in 1977, who was the only Naval Academy graduate to be elected as president, although John McCain did run for president, but he didn't make it. So we had one who is president, one who ran for president. So Jimmy Carter said, for American families and their neighbors to give thanks for all of God's blessings. And finally, Ronald Reagan in 1985 expressed gratitude for the freedom that we have in America and appreciation for the tradition of neighborly giving. So the theme in all of those is our giving back and giving thanksgiving for all the blessings that we have. And I'm sure that you all will do that in Thanksgiving times. For the daily word today, the theme is prosperity. This is an excellent one today. And the affirmation is, I release worry and no prosperity. Can we say that together? I release worry and no prosperity. Perhaps the greatest gift of prosperity consciousness is the freedom from worry. It is knowing that as a divine being, I can draw from an infinite storehouse of divine ideas and prosper myself in infinite ways. This awareness helps me keep the things of the world in proper perspective. Like anyone, I will know times of plenty and I will know times of lack. Understanding my prosperity as a spiritual truth and not the quality or the number of my belongings or the amount of money that I have in the bank gives me agency to direct my life. I am prosperous. As I affirm this truth again and again, I grow richer in divine ideas, which are the building blocks of everything on earth. I'm going to read that last sentence again because I think that's profound. As I affirm this truth again and again, I grow richer in divine ideas, the building blocks of everything on earth. And what a nice thought. And in the book of Matthew, therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body or what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? So we have a young lady speaking as our speaker today that we all know, Canda Lambert. And she's multi-talented. She sings. She's an excellent lecturer. She holds seminars. She just does all kinds of things. She's won awards. I think you all know her pretty well. She's been here a number of times. So without further ado, Canda.
So
round of this for the rest of the service, but right now I'm going to stand over here and talk about taking a pause. I had been intending to take the January, a couple weeks in January, to think about what my vision is for the future, for my future, for our future. And then my timeline got moved up. And so I wasn't able to take a long time to figure this out, and I will be doing more work on it later. But I did spend 2 days in deep prayer, deep meditation. And what I heard, and you all know what I mean by hearing, I heard that community is going to be the way of the future, and that we have the perfect community here. I have never been part of a church, spiritual center, that is so loving, kind, supportive, and smart. We've got brilliant people here that we can talk to about just anything and receive guidance. We have a powerful prayer team. We have a powerful board. And I'm so thankful to be part of you all, of this community. And I know that you are proud of it too. So in those 2 days that I took to take a pause, I decided I needed to do a revision. Because I thought I was going one way. Maybe, maybe not. But despite which way, I know that God is in the midst of it, that we are going to be led and encouraged. Synchronistically, I heard about Ingrid and Duncan's workshop, Hope, Imagination, and Remaking the World, and I signed up for it. And that was kind of like God tapping me on the shoulder. Yes, you were going to take a revision time out in January, but this came up. So I think you're going to move your timeline forward a little bit. And I signed up for that. And that was the tap on the shoulder I needed to say, you are doing the right thing. You are in the right direction. So it's not just about my pause, but it's a skill, it's a tool that you can put in your spiritual toolbox. And so I wanted to talk about it further today for all of us. So let's look at it. It is a skill that I'm sure most of you practice. I'm sure that maybe you're not even aware of it. But it is something that I've realized that it allows me to pause, center, listen, and then proceed from a place of love. So how do you know when you need to take a pause? What are some of the physical signs? My sign is I become tense. My shoulders, my arms, I'm almost like ready to fight when something triggers me. For you, it may be different. Maybe your skin will flush, or maybe your hands will tingle or tremble. Some people, they get cold hands and feet because all the blood is rushing to their torso. But your body has a great built-in alarm system to tell you that something's not right. You need to stop,
you need to take a pause. And so those are some of the things that you can become aware of, because it's actually a 3-stage process. It's becoming aware of what your particular body alarm is, and then acknowledging it. And that's key in that in this culture, we're told to ignore, to let go, to, oh, well, he didn't really mean that. From the littlest children, when you're in t-ball and in sports and you get hurt, you're told to suck it up. You know, so it's very easy to just not pay attention to your body's alarm. So know what your body alarm is, pay attention to it, acknowledge it, and then proceed with appropriate action. And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm going to talk about the difference between reacting and responding. And reacting is part of our reptilian brain. I'm going to get into the science a little bit. And the reptilian brain is the deepest part of your brain. It is the most protected. It is necessary for survival. I mean, we wouldn't have become the human race if we hadn't had a reptilian brain. It's what tells us to defend ourselves, to survive. Viktor Frankl, who was a brilliant psychologist and survived 3 years in Auschwitz. That's that right? You know what I'm talking about. The fact that anybody survived that is astounding. He said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is the power to choose. Our response lies in our growth and our freedom. The space between, whether short, meaning a matter of seconds or minutes, or long, a week or two, maybe longer, is the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting, like I said, is part of our reptile brain. It is actually the part of their brain, of reptiles' brains, that they use to live. They don't have the cortexes that we do, the mid-cortexes and the outer cortexes. So we share that with lizards and snakes. And we are hardwired. It is part of our body to react using fight, flight, or freeze. I know you've heard of that. So, example is, I've got plenty of lizards in my backyard. I don't know why. You tap one of those little things and they go scurrying off right away. And that's the reaction. That's the lizard brain talking. But it's not always conducive to life as a human. You can't always knee-jerk respond. Respond is, what, like I said, taking a pause, consider your next action, and proceed. Hopefully from a place of love and helping. Most of us no longer live in jungles, I don't think. Most of us aren't fighting a saber-toothed tiger for our lives. But when threatened, we can revert back to the reptilian brain and respond with aggression or instincts. We may run away, which is flight. We may shift to people-pleasing, which is freeze. And the one that gets me into trouble, we may attack in an aggressive manner. And this is exactly what the Pharisees were hoping when they brought the woman before Jesus, giving him a choice. You have a choice. Let her be stoned, which is in accordance with Mosaic law, or let her go, which is not in accordance with Mosaic law, and he would be arrested. And they knew that Jesus wouldn't abide by that. Because what is one of his great commandments? Love your neighbor as yourself. He would not abide by that. And so what did he do? He took a pause. He bent down and drew in the dirt. He took a pause. And when he took that pause, he came up with the most brilliant solution. It just blows my mind. Instead of the two decisions, he took neither. And he drew in the sand. He did not look up, which I think is important. He didn't look up because to look up would be a form of blame, you could say. He kept drawing in the dirt, and he said, "He who is without sin cast the first stone." I know you know that story. The key being, he was drawing in the dirt. He was taking a pause. And he didn't look up. He didn't look up because that would be accusatory. He kept looking down, and the men dropped their stones and slowly walked away. And this woman lived because of a pause. So I have my own story about taking a pause. I was driving down an underlit road at night by myself, trying to find the interstate. I had Google Maps up. There were industrial buildings on my right side. There was a big open field on my right side, industrial left, anyways. And I'm looking at Google Maps trying to drive, and I couldn't tell whether it was this turn or the next turn that would take me to the interstate. And so I decided that I would take the next turn. And so I need my hands. Or maybe not. Yeah. But we're gonna fix that, aren't we? Okay, got it. So I needed to be able to, because I need I'm part Italian. Okay, so I'm driving down the road. I go through the intersection, and there's this big black pickup truck on my left side. And it turns into me. I'm driving, it turns into me. And I stop, and it keeps turning into me. And he scraped, or my car scraped, the entire side of his brand new black pickup truck. So I stopped my car. He eventually figured out what happened, because he kept driving for a little ways. Stopped my car, I got out of my car. Once again, it's dark. And he gets out of his truck, and he is a big man. And I am just holding my breath. God, you gotta be with me. And he was angry. He was so angry, and he was raging at me. He was reacting instead of responding. And I remembered to choose differently. I let him get it out for a while, and I just remained very, very silent and very straight, and I went within. And he's not getting the response from me that he wanted. And I said, let me take a minute, because what he was saying is it was my fault. I should have turned. I was in a turn lane. I shouldn't have been there. It was my fault. So I said, give me a minute. Let me walk back to the intersection. Let me see for myself what the situation was. And I did. I walked back to the intersection, and sure enough, painted on the pavement was right turn only. It was my fault. It was written on the pavement. I was looking at my phone at Google Maps, and I missed it. Not an excuse, just an explanation. So I walked back to the cars, the vehicles, and he was waiting for me, and I said, you know what? It was my fault. And I want to make this right. Okay. And I said, but what I'd like for you to agree to is I would like to pay for this myself instead of sending it through insurance. I have a company I know of that does all the high-end paint jobs for Audi and Mercedes in the area. They will do a fantastic job for you. I will pay for it. If you don't like what they do, then we can take it to insurance. And don't you know, he agreed. He agreed. Because of the little disruptor of, no, I'm not going to knee-jerk respond to you. I'm going to come to peace and then proceed from love. From love. Fortunately, he agreed, like I said. And I realized that things could have been so much different had I responded, had I reacted and not responded. It could have escalated and ended very differently. So I want to sing a song that I wrote about this. Okay, I gotta remember this. Here we go. Okay. Because you write songs about things that are impactful, right? It's got a chorus, and let's see. We are born in love. We are born in love, and we thrive in love. How could we choose anything but love? And it goes, if you want to sing, we are born in love, and we thrive in love. How could we choose anything but love? How could we choose anything but love? All you ask of me is to be loved. Love your neighbor, love yourself. Be loved. The heart responds to kind. A word can change a mind. When we leave this earthly plane, know that only love remains. We are born in love, and we thrive in love. How could we choose anything but love? How could we we choose anything, anything but love? All we're born to be is love. All we're born to be is love. The heart responds to kind. A word can change a mind. When we leave this earthly plane, know that only love remains. We are born in love, and we thrive in love. How could we choose anything, anything but love? How could we choose anything, anything but love? One kind word, one count to 10, brings us back to love again. We are born in love, and we thrive in love. How could we choose anything, anything but love? How could we choose anything, anything but love? So I'd like to tell you that when I made the appointment for the paint job, I told the story to the paint company. I said, you gotta get out there and you gotta do a good job for him. And when I went to pay the bill, they wouldn't take my money. I was twice blessed by taking a pause. So much. Thank you. You are my heart. So let's now, I want to do a meditation. I want us all to take a minute and think about what your vision is for the future. And not the whole vision, just one thing. What is one thing you want to happen in the future? For some of you, it may be a wonderful place to live when you need to go into assisted living. For some of you, it may be as simple as, I want my garden to do well. It could be, I want deeper friendships. So let's all think about what it is we would like to see in the not too distant future. And I want you to breathe in, knowing that Spirit will bring this to you. And breathe out any doubt. Breathe in assurance. Breathe out doubt. In, out. In, it is coming to you. Out. in assurance this is going to happen. Out. God is with me. Continue to breathe. Knowing that Spirit is just waiting for you to ask. And so it is. Amen.
Hello, lovely people. My intention with my future thing is that I'll be able to sing this song every year of my life. So next year, this time, come here, and I'll sing this song for you again. And it's a fun song. I couldn't get Frank Sinatra to come down, so you'll just have to put up with me, and that's life. That's life. That's what people say. Riding high in April and then shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that too. When I'm back on top in June, yep, that's life. Funny as it seems, some people get their kicks stomping on dreams, but I don't let it get me down. I take a pause, 'cause this old world keeps going around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a parent, a poet, a pawn with a ring. I've been up and down and over and out. I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, well, I just pick myself up and get back in the race, 'cause that's life. Now I can't deny, I thought of quitting, but my heart won't buy it, 'cause I think that life is worth a try, don't you? Don't you think it's worth a try? So I laugh and kiss those blues bye-bye. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a parent, a poet, a pawn with a ring. I've been up and down and over and out. I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I say a unity prayer and get back in the race, 'cause that's life. I can't deny. I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it, 'cause I think that life is worth the try, don't you? So I laugh, come on, laugh with me, and kiss those blues bye-bye, bye-bye blues.
Well, Susan, I think that Frank is probably waiting for you to get there to have a duet with him. That was fun. Canda also, you always give an inspiring talk, so thank you very much. Now it's time for our tithes and offerings. If you would hold your tithes in your hand and put it over your heart, and together we'll say the affirmation of plenty together. Together, in the infinity of this moment, all is perfect, whole, and complete. We acknowledge the one presence, the one power, expressing through us in Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center every moment of every day. We open our hearts to the wisdom and intelligence that exists in the universe and in our minds, to which all resources and all healing comes. All doubt is released as we trust that our needs are being met in this moment. Divine order is unfolding for our highest good now, and so it is. And our basket is right there next to Linda. If you'd like to put your offerings in there.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
It's time to bless the offering, and remember, you can also contribute through PayPal or through our little QR code that's in the basket. Through Becky. Sweet Spirit, we are so grateful for all that is shared at Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center, helping us to be able to meet here, to have our special events, services, and things that we share with our community, and that just ripples out further into the world. So for all this, we say thank you, God. Amen. Amen.
So for the announcements for this week, our speaker next week is Reverend Reese Washington. You're all familiar with him. He was a 13-year veteran of the United States Army, and he served 3 deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan. He's currently serving as the chaplaincy director at the Hospice House of Williamsburg. And his goal is to echo to the world that God loves you. So he'll be our speaker for next week. On Wednesday of this week, Jamie Fitzwater will lead the weekly gentle yoga class right here in the sanctuary from 7 to 8 p.m. She'll have mats available for you if you come. There's no fee for the class, but she welcomes any drum offerings. And there's flyers at the back there. Next Saturday, we're having a gathering of, in the spirit of coming together to kind of do a maintenance and cleanup of the area around the church. And you're all invited to attend. That'll be at 10 a.m. next Saturday. And after a couple of hours of doing all this work, pizza will be served afterwards. So there's a treat for the labor. And you all may not realize this, but in Teo and Norma, we have very highly trained horticulturists. And if you come, they will explain the difference between a weed and a flower. And if I remember what Teo told me, he said, there are no such things as weeds, It's just some plants are more desirable than others. I thought that's a nice way to look at it. So anyhow, next Saturday at 10 o'clock, oh, and bring your garden tools if you come, please. Also on Saturday, Daryl Key will lead the weekly meditation class from 1 to 2 p.m. This is a peaceful hour of learning to go within. There's no fee for the class, but donations are welcome, and again, there's flyers in the back. For the month of November, we are collecting food, essential items, and clothing for the Fish Project. And for all those who may not know, Fish is an organization that collects food in these things and provides them to needy families in our area. And this is especially important this month with Thanksgiving coming up. And I remember even way back when I was in the Methodist Church and belonged to the MYF, and we used to collect food and go to someone's home on the Sunday before Thanksgiving and provide them enough food to have a nice Thanksgiving dinner. Well, this is the same principle. So, and we're collecting the food in the back, right back there next to the podium. So try to remember, if you have anything you'd like to donate, bring it in next week. Joshua Ignacio is offering private healing and intuitive reading sessions here at Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center on Tuesday, November 26th. And again, there's flyers in the back if anyone would like that information. And the board meeting will be right after we have our fellowship in the back. Anyone who would like to attend is open for anybody to attend. Are there any announcements from the audience at all, from the congregation? No? Okay, so we'd like to meet for a big circle for our peace song. And Canda, if you would go in the middle, we'd like to give you our blessing.
Yes.
It's not that heavy.
Make a long circle.
Yeah, bigger one.
Appreciate you. You hold Christ in you. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And take that pause.